Hi guys, welcome to Fridays. Today, me and Elena, I don't know how you say your name, girl. So I'm really sorry for that. But me and my co-host, we're gonna talk a bit about how to analyze when we really relapse and how to get back on track. Um, and I tend to do that a lot. Every time I go down, I have to. Whoa, this go down thing didn't come out very well, but every time I stumble, um, I find myself wondering why I did it. This is something that I learned not in therapy, like she never told me I should do it, but she did taught me how to. She did teach me, sorry, how to analyze and rationalize things that I've gone through in the past. Like I had this really close friend, and by the circumstances of life, we got separated, and I never understood that, and I never, at the time, I didn't make peace with it. And so in therapy, I learned a lot about stepping a little bit back from my perspective and from my being Rita, and trying to see things from an outer point of view. And since I stopped therapy with a shrink, not a psychiatrist, because she didn't prescribe me. Since I left, and I decided that I wanted to move on, and that I had the tools that I needed. That's what I felt. That I learned a lot about stepping back a bit and seeing the whole scenario, like seeing everything around me and not think that it was me in there. Also, one of the things that I did at the time was she kept telling me, "Oh, you should try and film yourself while you're binging and purging, and then go and see through it." And at the time, I felt that was, whoa, oh my God, I'm gonna do this, and what is gonna happen? And I did, and the funny thing, or not so funny thing, is that I was really indifferent. It didn't cause me to be like disgusted. It didn't, because I knew I did it. It was something that I know and that I knew at the time exactly how it was gonna be. But at the same night, I did the same thing, and I filmed myself with my lingerie, and I filmed my body on camera. But like, don't get me wrong, in the mirror, like posing for the mirror. And seeing that video afterwards was like eye-opening. Because she was asking me to see something that I already know that I do something wrong. But then I challenged myself to see something that I, in fact, found out not to know, which was a beautiful body that I had, and an amazing. It was kind of like looking at someone else. It was not me. And that was really eye-opening for me at the time. And this has to a little bit about. It has to do with the analyzing part, because it's really the same thing. When I saw myself in that video, I was seeing it from the outer me, from a person that goes on the street and looks at me and judge me and think something about me, but she's not involved in the process. So that's the hardest thing to do when you analyze, to step back and not get involved in it. And normally in my case, I find that most of my relapses are connected to thinking that I won't be able to do something. Like if tomorrow I have a deadline, I won't be able to do it, so I have to just release all the stress out. And that's the way that I chose to release my stress. And this normally happens like before the event and after the event, like wondering, did I do good enough? Or did I do good enough? And normally it comes to a time that I guess that when you know what triggers you and what triggers you, like in mindset, and it comes to a point when you know what it is. And I've got to that point, and that's really good, because one of my conclusions is I'm gonna live through anxiety and through stress most of my life. I mean, I hope that when I'm 50 years old, or if I do get there, I hope so, that I'll have least stressed life. But I know that in my situation, in my job, I mean, it's impossible. We make we stay up all night working, and it's normal. I mean, we have deadlines, and we just have to do it. And one thing that I've learned to go around that relapse is to say, okay, I do have to work and I do have to live, and so I just have to do it, and I cannot expel or release that stress any way possible, either if it is from drinking or purging or taking drugs. That won't release it. That will be temporary, and it would be only to hurt myself. So I rather just take care of myself and be sure that I will be well to handle that stressful situation, than to be just drowning myself down, and tomorrow I will have a better chance to work things out if I am in good shape, if or if I'm not, I will just won't perform as well as good. So I think analyzing is all about stepping a little bit from out of the box, and then